All right, we're back for this is our YouTube page, the most poorly updated, terribly maintained YouTube page in the history of YouTube pages. But
here we are.
We're doing Remarks for Marks again. This time,
episode 2.
Episode 2. It only took us 2 months to film 2 episodes, so
I think we got a good thing going.
I think so.
We're on a roll.
This time, you guys tweeted some questions as well, so I'm gonna get to those first.
Yes. Let me get closer. All right, here we go.
Get closer. First one from the Zombie Princess. I don't think it's the real Zombie Princess, but
maybe.
What's your favorite entrance music you guys have used in your career? I got a sentimental favorite.
You do have a sentimental
favorite. Which would be our current, performed by the band Vex Temper, my band. The song called "Get Addicted." Of course, I like it because I wrote it, composed it, performed it, and we use it. But we have had some pretty cool ones. I'll let you go ahead and take the.
Not counting the current one, which I really dig because my man made it personally himself, created it. I'd have to say the Revolting Cocks, "Do You Think I'm Sexy?" probably fit our characters and our temperament best of all. So that was my.
You had to be lucky enough to see us at a TNA live event to catch us using the Revolting Cocks, because
for a year they didn't realize that was someone else's song, and then someone around the way said, "Hey, wait a minute, did we make that?"
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
shocking it took them that long, but
anyway.
Yeah, definitely that and Currently Get Addicted, my 2 favorites. Wow. Speaking of, from Toronto Press 31 on Twitter, thoughts on your TNA runs? Do they mean like
when I did that sprint in TNA? That time I ran from the ring to the back.
I thought the time I had the runs when I was at TNA. The time I had that bad chimichanga before. I mean, this is a question that we've been asked and answered thousands of times. Some of the funnest times in my career, made lifelong friends, had some of my favorite matches. I was there 12 years, so a lot of fun, happy memories, and towards the end, some real shitty and not so fun, happy memories. But overall, considering the friends I made, the experiences I had, and what it did for my career, it was a positive and fun experience for me.
Yeah, I think everywhere we've gone, we've had good times and bad times, and it's easy to sometimes dwell on the bad. But honestly, if I take a look back at the 11, 12 years we were there off and on, the positives were the guys that we met, the friends that we made, and certainly in terms of the spotlight on us, I think more people know us from that, just numerically speaking. More people know us from our TNA run than anything we've done. And even to this day at Ring of Honor events, a very oft-repeated statement is, "I loved you guys in TNA," which is cool. And I mean, in the end, if you're a pro wrestling fan, TNA might be the thing that introduced you to Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. And if that's the case, hopefully you're still watching us at Ring of Honor.
All right, so we'll always owe them for that. So it's these questions, we're just reading them on the fly and going. We haven't really looked at them. We're just reading and going. So that's that. Thank you for that one. Here's another one from Anthony the Merry Chris. Okay.
Anthony the Merry, like merry men, not merry like F, marry, or kill. Go ahead.
If you could travel in a time machine to any year, history, or future, which year would you travel to?
Are you asking me to take that one first?
Well, I'm directing the question at you.
I would probably travel back to 1993 and talk to a young Christopher Daniels and maybe tell him a few things and maybe get his mind right about professional wrestling a lot earlier than he did. Honestly, my interpretation of what professional wrestling is and how best to perform is very different from the young child with bad hair that started this whole saga in 1993. So, I mean, if I could go back and tell him, there's a lot of things I would like to talk to that young man about.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks.
That's good. I'm gonna keep this wrestling centric because I could easily say, I'd go see Jimi Hendrix perform, or I'd go, see the first Metallica show in Anaheim. But
right.
We'll keep this wrestling centric. Since I have a time machine in this scenario and I can travel about time, I would take a team such as ours, Bad Influence the Addiction, and I would like to go to the anywhere between 1975 and 85 and just experience what the actual territory days were like.
Sure.
You know, going up and down, doing Gene LaBelle's territory out in L.A. and just going to Mid-South and to Texas and to Memphis and the Crockett's. Right. And I would love to see and experience the business as a territory wrestler, because I've only got to hear my peers talk about it and read about it and watch
secondhand stories at best.
But the business will never get back to those days. So I would love to experience that in said time machine. So this next one is not really a question. It just says, "Oh no, I hope you don't read my drunk email." I think I know who that's from. We'll get to that later. Last Twitter one is, if you guys could take over, and I'll let you address this because this is right in your wheelhouse.
My wheelhouse.
If you guys could take over any comic book series, which one would it be?
I would have to say, off the top of my head, Power Man and Iron Fist, because in the same way that Frankie and I are best friends, heroes for hire, that's what Power Man and Iron Fist is all about. Two guys from different backgrounds that are making the world a better place one day at a time. And I think that's right up our alley, is it not?
Sounds good to me, man.
A picture of Roddy?
Yeah, this is, so now we're getting into the emails.
There's an email.
There is an email. And this is from 513-888-1852 at mms.att.net.
Oh, someone texted this. Someone texted this to your email. Okay.
513 area code. We're looking at you. No subject. None needed. And it says, do you believe that WWE would appreciate the Addiction, that's us, any better than ROH has, storyline-wise, enough to go through WWE/NXT, as did at Roderick Strong? And there's a picture of a young, jacked-up Roddy Strong. There he is. So I guess, do you think WWE would appreciate the Addiction? That's, I think, subjective. I mean, people, the minute people get signed to WWE, the popular thing to say is, oh, they don't appreciate them, they're burying them. And it's wrestling, it's art, it's subjective. I don't know if, anyone's appreciated less or more. I would like to think that if the Addiction, the act, were in that environment, they would see that we're two guys that can walk the walk and talk the talk, and that we could thrive in that environment. And whether or not they'd appreciate it, I have no idea. That's not for me to answer, man. But
yeah, I think that some of the positives that are in our favor in that sort of environment are the fact that we've, wherever we are strong believers in being company guys. When we were with TNA, we raised the TNA flag, and now that we're with ROH, other than the fact that they don't like us right now, we've done our very best to promote the companies that we've been a part of. And so I think that would be something that they would appreciate. And the fact that I feel like we're very versatile as performers. I feel like as in-ring performers, as guys behind a microphone, as guys that can do some serious stuff and some ha-ha, I think there's a lot of different avenues that you could take with us if you were so inclined. And I think that would appeal to their sensibilities, especially guys with experience like us, to help younger guys learn to perform and grow as performers.
What he's saying is we're badass sons of bitches.
Yeah. Oh God, I should have just said it like that. I'm so verbose.
No, yours was
I apologize. I talk too much.
Again, not a question, but from the same person that tweeted, "Hello, boys. First off, how are you? Second of all, I forgot because I've been drinking, and I think it's a good idea to submit questions for a YouTube channel. It probably had something to do with something awful." That's from our friend Jay.
Mm-hmm. P.S. I sobered up and decided to send this to y'all anyway.
All right,
thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. Good talking with you. See you next time.
Appreciate it. Yep.
All righty. Okay. Wow, I think this person...
what the?
Hey, guys. Cranky Fazarian here. Hi, Cranky Fazarian. How are you? With social media, wrestlers have the ability to connect with fans like never before. True. Do you think that wrestlers who have little to zero interaction with fans online have fallen behind with the times? And do you think that in the not too distant future, such a small presence on social media could be detrimental to a wrestler's career? Ooh, not a bad question.
Shall I field it first?
Have at it.
I don't necessarily think that a small a small presence on social media would be detrimental, but I do think that being interactive with your fans is very it has a positive effect. I think that if you don't have a big social media presence, it's a negligible effect. I mean, it's not costing you bookings, it's just not helping you. So I mean, yes, being a go-getter on social media can be positive, but I don't think anybody's nobody stopped cheering for The Undertaker because he wasn't a Twitter guy. So, in my opinion.
Right. I agree to that. And we're both fairly active on social media, especially Twitter. I'm going to play devil's advocate and say that I think because there's so much interaction that there's no more superstars. There's no untouchable rock stars. There's no...
People are too accessible sometimes.
You'll never see an Elvis Presley again, and like just that unobtainable rock star, because we are, in the digital era where we can ask our idol a question and possibly get an answer. If I could have asked Tito Santana a question as a kid and got him to respond to me, I would have absolutely lost my shit, because those guys were larger than life when I was coming up watching them as a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you're watching a show right now that basically illustrates the point. You're 140 characters away from talking to us, and so there's a positive to that and a negative to it. And so, as my friend being the devil's advocate says, because of that, because we're so accessible, there may never be a superstar that has that air of mystery and mystique about them.
And we still don't know how much social media translates into ratings and all that.
And ticket sales.
Yeah, that's all.
In the end, it's about the money that we draw and make, and this may or may not have an effect on it.
That's all to be determined. But good question. So
yep,
looks like we got time for
one more. Let's make it fast, though. Don't go nuts.
Let's go. Dwayne.
Holy crap.
Whoa. Dwayne, pronounced as in Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I figured it wasn't as in Dwayne Yablonsky.
Could have been.
What's up, guys? Had the pleasure of meeting CD at What Culture Pro Wrestling in March. Seeing both of you in action at War of the Worlds at the London event. Been a fan of both of yours for ages. Thank you.
Skip that part.
And I can just say
we're going to just go right to the I3 questions.
Okay, 3 questions. Here we go. Man. We got to hurry. If you could name one person who you've learned the most from during your tenure in the wrestling industry, who would it be and why?
For me, definitely his name is Mike Moran. He's one of the Texas Hangmen. He taught me so much about tag team wrestling, and he was one of the first guys as a veteran that sort of took me under his wing and told me things. So
obviously Killer Kowalski, my trainer, mentor, and friend, learned more from him than anybody in terms of guys being in the ring with them, learning. This man to my left, Christopher Daniels, Kurt Angle, Christian, Jay Riso, those 3 guys, just being in the ring with them made me a better performer. Next, what is your favorite match of 2017 so far that you've been involved in? I really enjoyed you guys in Hiroshi Tanahashi against the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. That was a great one. Favorite matches here so far?
Selfishly speaking, it has to be winning the World Championship from Adam Cole in Vegas, 15th anniversary.
That's probably the favorite match I've seen as a fan. Favorite match I've been in, I've had a lot of good singles ones this year, but you know what? I really enjoyed my strap match with Adam Page.
Yeah, that was strong.
At Best in the World this year. It was a brutal one, and I thought both guys got focused and showcased the way 2 guys should.
Yep.
And third, what is the longest time you've been away from your family due to pro wrestling?
You first, go ahead. I think mine might win.
I'm sure yours does win, because the longest I've been away from home, but this was before I had a family, wife and kid, was about 7.5, 8 weeks. But I had no
family. You did win. Yeah,
well, but I had no family to be away from.
Gotcha.
So
what was that on though? What was that?
That was a Japan, UK, back to Japan.
Ooh,
loop.
Okay,
so,
you do win.
So now, being from current state, it's probably with the World Tag League, which was about a month, 5 weeks.
Yeah, so. I did a 40-day tour for Michinoku Pro, and I was married at that point. But I mean, that was just one tour. So
you win.
Yeah. So hey, it looks like we're coming up on the end of this one.
That's it. We'll do another one. I will let you guys know when we're in the mood to do another one. You just happen to get us on when the mood is right. So
we're going to try and update, do some more videos for the channel. So thanks for sticking around, and tell your friends. Click that like, click that subscribe.